All right, guys, we are live. This is the Shillin and Duffy recap show of UFC Seattle. Adesanya versus Piper, Piper versus Adesanya. I am your host. My name is Keith Shillin. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll get to you guys in a moment. Before we talk to you, I want to talk to my main man right here, the senior editor of Sherdog.com, the great Ben Duffy. Ben, you fixing your hat there? Is that because you got a lot of stuff on your mind? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
I didn't even realize which hat I was wearing. That's alrighty then.
Ben, so we got 13 fights to talk about. I want to do something a little different.
Okay.
I don't know if we've ever done this before. I want to start with the cut list. I want to start with one person on the cut list. And we can do the whole cut list later. Ben, who is the one person I want to cut?
Bruce Buffer.
Bruce Buffer is absolutely horrendous. Like, why do we have to do this every single week with this guy? He has the easiest job in the world. He's not a freaking scientist. You know, he's not working for NASA. You have to read the name of a guy who won a fight. That's it. He's terrible at everything he does. Like, why are we doing this with this guy? He's old. Like, there's a time when you hit a certain age, you're just like, you know, you got to walk in and the boss got to tell you, like, hey, bud, it's time to hang it up. It's time for him to hang up. All he cares about is wearing stupid, goofy suits. Like he's like the guy from the Banana Softball League or whatever the hell that thing is called. like he could do cameos and take pictures and do a little cameo saying, oh, you know, happy birthday, Ben Duffy, you know. But
yep,
he's terrible. He's shot. If he was a fighter, we'd say he's shot.
Yes. Yep, that's pretty much it. And he's had injuries. It's like 10 years ago he blew out his knee doing his like 360. But yeah, part of it is the delivery. Like you sound excited, you make us excited. I mean, when the UFC goes overseas, he's on some of these cards, he's the biggest star. Like the fans go more nuts for him than for the fighters. I mean, I get it on some level, but dude, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if he would just master the easiest job in the sport.
Yeah, and obviously he has to have a voice, and I'm not saying that I could do it or anything, but I mean, he has the God-given talent of the voice, and I'm sure he has to work on it and everything. But dude, like the everyday function is just not there. It's so bad. And I understand if you're, you know, some area that never had to use before, and he shows, you know, they show up, you want Bruce Buffer there because that's what it feels like. But it's like, it's time to let it go, man. He's every single week he messes things up. It's so bad. First of all, he never had. To this day, he still hasn't learned to read the 30-27 card last.
Yeah.
But anyways, I already said my piece. We're on this. We are somebody I forget. I think it was Austin. I don't know. I can't think of his last name. He's really good on Twitter and stuff. He posted a meme where it was that meme where it's like one person arguing against like a million and saying,
yeah, I saw that. You tagged me.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, my man Ben is with me because we've been fighting that fight. But honestly, we have 13 fights to talk about. People want to talk about main event. Former middleweight, two-time middleweight champion Israel Adesanya took on Dana White Contender Series star, B. Joe Piper. And Joe Piper delivered. He won by second round TKO. Was it good, Joe Piper? Was it bad, Izzy? What do you think?
It was a little of both. I don't want to take too much away from Piper because he came out and he fought the correct game plan for the most part. Like there are certain parts of Adesanya's game he was never going to be able to deal with. So that's the way most fights are. And the person that wins is usually the one who can make the fight more into the type of fight that's advantageous for him. Like, first round, he tried to wrestle Adesanya. Adesanya's takedown defense has always been underrated. Like, Adesanya fought off the first couple takedowns, but it affected the fight. But here's the thing. Adesanya standing toe-to-toe and just getting in a brawl in the middle of the second round, it looks like just a horrible gaffe by Adesanya, and it's certainly that, but I think he frustrated Adesanya to that point. Because Adesanya had been throwing his best weapons at Piper. He caught him flush a couple times. He'd been working on his lead leg, and Piper was just still there in his face, kind of annoying. I think Adesanya biting down on the mouth guard and swinging, it was a strategic blunder, but it's a blunder that Pfeiffer kind of walked him into. Pfeiffer does not come off as the smartest dude on the planet on the mic. He comes off as kind of a standard MMA knucklehead, with all due respect, but he fought a pretty smart fight tonight, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, if Izzy just kept sticking and moving, I think he wins this pretty easily. I'm on the fence on Joe Pfeiffer because I'm like, when I watch him, I still to this day I haven't been like super impressed with him. Now, of course, obviously he's UFC talent and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's not, and
No.
you know, he's definitely obviously a top 10 guy.
And if I can interject, we can both remember when we were saying these same kind of things about Dricus du Plessis. Like, yeah, he keeps winning, but it's hard to say what he's great at. Like, he's just ripe for some dude to wreck him.
Yeah, man, we know each other so well because that's exactly the road I was going to. There's certain guys when you watch them, they have these holy shit moments, and you're like, oh, this guy's a star. Like, you know, when I think of, you know, staying in that division, and Anderson Silva versus Chris Lieben moment, you're like, oh my god, this guy's a star. I think of Alex Pereira knockout, one shot, walk off knockout of Sean Strickland. Like these, you know, and you can go on with John Jones trashing Ryan Bader, and you know, the list goes on and on and on. He has that Dricus du Plessis feel where it's like you know what he's good at? He's good at winning. You know, that's what he's good at. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, he loads up a lot. He's a decent boxer, but he's not that technical. He's very hittable. He's a decent wrestler, but he's not a powerful, take you down over and over again wrestler. Yeah, he's got a good ground game, but everybody has jiu-jitsu, like whatever. He's strong, but so is half the division at middleweight.
Yeah.
But what I did like is that he was losing. He's getting his legs kicked out, and he found a way to win. He found a way to dig deep. And again, I think Izzy made a mistake. I think he got clipped for a second, and he kind of, I don't know, bit down his mouthpiece and stuff. And I think he shouldn't have done that. But good of Joe Pfeiffer. Like when I was looking at Izzy, I'm fading Izzy anyways. Like the rest of the way, I was like, I think this is like the top level guy that he could probably still beat, but there's not many other guys in the division he could still beat. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with this. Joe Pfeiffer showed that he's an upper echelon guy. Like he found a way to figure out how to be Israel Adesanya and did it. Like good for Joe Pfeiffer.
Now, the thing I'll say is my biggest question mark about Joe Pfeiffer was not really answered in this fight, because I mean, by the middle of the second round, he was rolling downhill on Adesanya. Like if he hadn't like beat him up and taken him down by that point, it was, you know, in that middle of the round. Because my biggest concern about Pfeiffer is still that he tends to it's not that he gasses out, but like late in fights, he seems to kind of run out of ideas and get discouraged. Like he was beating Jack Hermanson, and by the end of it, Jack Hermanson was just schooling him. Even against Kelvin Gastelum, where it was a one-sided shellacking early on, like Gastelum, as shot and undersized as he is, kind of fought Pfeiffer to a standstill by the end of that fight. Like I'm still concerned about Pfeiffer making adjustments against opponents who don't go away. That wasn't answered tonight, but he's earned the right to try to prove it against an even higher ranked guy at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at Izzy, his offensive skills are still there. I mean, he still has fast hands. He still, has power. You saw he hurt Pfeiffer. I mean, he didn't knock him out, but when he caught clean, he still hurt Pfeiffer. The calf kicks were there. It looked like, oh man, I'm sitting there and I'm like, if I'm the UFC, I'm watching, early the second, he's really, when he went for the inside trip takedown, which the reason why he didn't get it is because he had his head on the wrong side. The leg, you inside trip with your head has to be on the same side. It's different than your regular double leg takedown where your head's usually on the outside, where you cut the corner to the left, your head's on the right side. But he's starting to feel himself, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, he's gonna win this fight. If I'm the UFC, who do I matchmake? I want to get over the person because he's not having a run. He's not going back to the title. He's not, nothing like that's happening. But then the problem is he's a guy that depends on speed and timing, and he's not the defensive sound guy that he is. He used to have the most incredible, head movement. The shots that would glance when he rolled the punches don't glance him, or they land clean. And he simply does not react to strikes anymore. It's a problem. When we saw him get that little flurry, like when the corner said, "Oh, is he?" Sorry, the commentary said, "Oh, is he playing a little rope?" No, he wasn't. He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
He got clipped and he was hurt. And I think DC did a really good job at one point when he said that Joe Piper is going to have to get a takedown in the transition, not like shoot through the hips and like get double underhooks and then try to take him down that way. Well, I shouldn't say shoot through the hips because he's not going to the hips, but like having Izzy throw something and timing coming underneath. And that's what he did. That's how he got him down.
I mean, credit where credit is due. Like, we opened this thing by just dunking on Buffer again. I thought Daniel Cormier had a great night on the mic.
He had a couple of things I didn't like, but the problem is, and I don't want to go too far down this path. To me, Dominic Cruz has almost fallen into that Bruce Buffer category now. He's so bad that whoever else is on just makes him look so good. And I really think Brandon Fitzgerald is really fun. That team right there, DC just shines compared to those two. I think the other two are terrible.
That might be what it is.
I don't know. I mean, I don't hate Brandon Fitzgerald, but his like cheerleading is over the top. Like I get it. You work for the company, you have to cheerlead. I get it. It's Ian Parker's my friend. It's no different than when Ian Parker makes a PFL fight sound like it's the biggest fight in MMA history. It's like, then I get it. Like, you work for the company, It's kind of like we work for Sherdog and we try to like talk off Dev like he's like he knows what he's talking about. Like he's on the,
we try.
He's part of Sherdog. We have to pretend like he knows what he's talking about. I'm just thinking about Izzy, like where he is right now. And it's like, just think for a second where he is right now and think about Alex Pereira, where he is. These are two guys that were like, that's the bigger rivals for the two of them. And, obviously the kickboxing background, they're roughly around the same age. Izzy is like, I was talking to someone online, I forget who it was, and they were like, oh, he's got to get one more fight like in, New Zealand or something. Or in Sydney or something, and I'm like, well, who can he beat right now? That isn't like, oh my god, you're just giving him a retirement fight. Well, Alex Pereira, on the other hand, he's going for his third title in the three different divisions.
Yep.
It's like, how can two fighters take such a different path than those two guys are? Two different extremes.
It's interesting, and I wouldn't necessarily have predicted that their paths would diverge this way, but that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, and I think some of that obviously has to do with their style, where Izzy's about speed and timing, and obviously Pereira is still speed and timing, but he's also Izzy's trying to squeeze through the crack in the wall, and Pereira's just trying to knock the whole wall down.
He's busting through like Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah. So I think obviously that has something to do with it. I think they're Izzy, they're both very tall and stuff. Izzy's frame is not built to go up in the divisions where you can slow down a little bit. But like I've seen people talk, someone in the chat, does he goes up to 205? Like, he's not big enough. He's tall. No. He's skinny. I mean, he's tall.
He's skinny. I mean, as 205ers go, Blachowicz was kind of a decent stylistic matchup for him, and Blachowicz handled him easy. Like, just Izzy can't do 205.
Yeah. I was thinking this when Izzy, his entrance is always like kind of like, he has really fun entrances and everything, and I'm like, he should do the Undertaker theme again, just because he's got no life in him either. So just go with it. So people talk about 205. People saying he's again and again and again and again and then, or whatever. When winning doesn't matter, you don't live and die with wins. To me, you're done. When you're not heartbroken that you lost, and I'm sure he's sad right now and everything, but it's not the same when, I think you've already settled.
I at this point, I'm not going to be the guy to tell him not to collect however many more checks are due him, on his contract. But
if you were going, and I don't want to do this right now because we have 13 fights, but off the top of your head, not really knowing who's on the list, but is there anybody in the top 15 he can beat right now?
Well, I was actually kind of thinking ahead of the show about how many of the people that he's beaten in the last 5 years I would favor him to beat again, or 5 or 6 years. Like, would he beat Costa in a rematch? Would he beat Vettori if they fought a third time? Would he beat Cannonier if they fought again?
I'm
saying it. Yeah. Well, no, in some cases I think he would, but
the fact that we're asking the question,
yeah, we're talking about people he humiliated for the most part, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think he needs to retire? I know you said you're not going to tell him what to,
but it would have been it would make me happy if he did. Like if he, and not even saying anything in the cage in the moment. Like I don't want some adrenaline, disappointment fueled, oh, you'll never see, me in the octagon again. But if a week from now he's like, hey, I went and talked with my family, talked with my team, I've got other irons in the fire, I'm walking away, thanks for all the memories, that would make me happy. Like, yeah. I don't need to see Israel Adesanya beating up the next Josh Fremd to come out of the Contender Series. I also don't need to see him get posterized by Yusri Belgawi 5 months from now.
Yeah, I mean, do we call up Nico Price and be like, hey, can you stick around for one more fight? you want to go up to middleweight and fight Izzy? I really don't think it's anything they can change. I don't think moving up to 205. I don't think changing Kane. He just looks like a guy. I mean, we saw this slide with a lot of guys. Yeah. I mean, pretty much every star there's been, other than John Jones and George St. Pierre and a couple, one or two other guys. I see. I mean, he was never known for his grappling, but it was always okay. But I don't know if your defensive striking is declined, you don't have anything else to really go on against. He almost has to walk the line. He almost has to fight a perfect fight now.
Yep.
And at 37 years old, he's gonna be. If he wants to fight again and again and again and again, he's gonna be fighting Gerald Mershots and Brad Tavares's, and like that's him. Do I want to see Izzy fighting on the prelims?
No.
Who's.
Like they can never stick him on the prelims. Like this was Joe Pyfer's second 5-round fight. Like the last one was his headliner against Hermanson. This was Israel Adesanya's 15th 5-round fight in a row. They can't stick him back on the prelims.
No, I know his name's too big, and I don't expect him to be Andre Arlovski, who hung out so long, and he's third fight from the top on a fight night. But I think of legacy, and I always try to, like, when I think of guys' careers kind of cutting off a certain point, like, okay, at this point, I'm not counting any more losses against them.
Sure, it's like Fedor.
Yeah, I think of BJ Penn, like, oh, he lost his last 6 fights. Yeah, but that's not BJ Penn. Like that's a has-been who like hung on too long. They don't make the money that when I think of like Travis Kelce decided he can play one more season. Okay. Is he the best tight end in the league anymore? No, he's not the best tight end in the league, but he's still one of the best. He's still top 7 or 8 tight ends. Like he's not going to stick around. Like all of a sudden, you expect him to continue to decline. All of a sudden, he's the 12th best tight end. Okay, and then he sticks around for another year, and he's the 18th best tight end. And then suddenly he's the backup tight end on the team, and he's getting 25.
It's the same as Izzy. By the time he's no longer one of the 10 best tight ends, a team's going to make the decision for him because he makes too much money. It's like Izzy.
Yeah. All right, let's do this anyways. Let's who do you want to matchmake first? You want to matchmake Izzy or you want to matchmake Joe Pyfer?
We might as well do Izzy first.
Okay. I got 2 options for him. And the first option I think makes more sense. It's the fight I said a week ago. I said Michael Venom Page no matter what. I think you could sell that. I think both are like at very low points, even the Page its record says otherwise. And I know Page is fought at welterweight his last fight, and I don't think it'd be an exciting fight. I think both.
It would be a terrible fight. Yeah.
But I think you could still sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's people after how terrible the fight was a week ago for Michael Page, there were still people saying, "Oh, we got to do the Stephen Thompson fight next." It's like, there's people who want it. Like, well, if you think Stephen Thompson's a good striker, how about you go with Izzy?
Yeah. Like, never mind that Page, whose job it is to market himself, has flat out said, "You can put me against Thompson if you want, but it won't be an exciting fight." Like,
yeah. But the thing is, you can't put it as a main event right now.
No,
because you kind of know it's going to be a really good chance that it's not going to be an exciting fight. You put it as like third from the top in a fight like a pay-per-view. Like you have 2 title fights, you put it third from the top. I apologize to chat. I haven't. Guys are talking, and I'm way behind. I'm trying to catch up, but there's probably a lot of good comments. I just.
Well, a lot of people in the chat seem to be going the same direction I am. Like, there are bunches of names coming up here that are middleweight contenders in need of a win. I see Piper versus DDP from Ironman Reports. Several people have gone Christian Leroy Duncan, maybe.
Wait, against Duplessis? Duplessis already beat him.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean Piper. Like, ignore that. No, but for Adesanya, Christian Leroy Duncan, maybe. Izzy versus Kaio.
To me, those guys are taking all risk and no reward at this point. Like, why would Bahayo take that fight? He's already passed him. Like, I mean, I guess beating Izzy, but does it do anything for them now? He just lost to Joe Pyfer. Why does he lost to a guy lower than Kyle Bahayo? Why would he?
Then you need someone who just lost, and that's why he needs Anthony Hernandez.
See, I'm going like someone. Like, where's Joe Pyfer when he showed up today? Where was he in the rankings? Was he 10, 12? What was he? Yeah, you have to look it up, but like you get the point.
Yeah.
Why would say Joe Pyfer was 10th? Well, why is the 7th guy got to fight Izzy? You just lost to the 10th guy. Go fight the 15th guy. Go fight the 18th guy. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm going much lower. So I have a backup one because in case people hated the Michael Page one. I think Izzy is obviously a name, so you're not giving him the guy. You're not giving him Roman Kovalov because like there's no marketability there. Why would you? Why would you bury Izzy completely without getting somebody over? Right?
Okay.
In my opinion. Ready for the fight?
All right.
I'm having Izzy return. September-ish, maybe. And I'm having him take on the winner of Kyle Dawkins and Bo Nickel. You tell me if Bo wins, that's not the matchup to make. Bo versus Izzy.
I like it. I mean, that's fine with me. And it's a fight Adesanya has a chance of winning.
Sure. He obviously has a huge striking advantage, huge experience advantage. It'd be by far the biggest step up for Bo. And, I mean, if Dawkins beats Bo, you've kind of got a little bit of buzz, but and Bo, you just saw Joe Pyfer take down Izzy and dominate him. Wouldn't you be like, and Bo has a little bit of ego, so he actually might want to stand up and swing with him, but to me, stylistically, that's a great matchup for Bo.
Yeah.
What did you? I know you said you had a couple of names. Did you have a name particular that you were going with?
Again, I was thinking of kind of fringe contenders need to win, even if it's someone like Roman Dolidze, if it's someone like
oh god, imagine Roman Dolidze and Izzy. That actually. I see Shara. I see people with Shara. Shara Bullett's going against Michelle Pereira. I can see the winner of that matchup, like them fighting against the winner of that one.
And the winner of that one, whichever one it is, would probably draw a pretty interesting fight out of Adesanya.
Yeah, see, Jay doesn't get it. Like Jay's getting it. He's saying, yeah, exactly. He said, I would have Izzy fight a striker. It's about trying to squeeze as much value from him while he's still in the UFC. Exactly. So get over the next star. Get over Bo Nickel. Like use him. Do you put them third on the top of a pay-per-view, and you have them guys at a press conference mouthing off to each other?
Yep.
You know, I was given Joe Pyfer, Anthony Hernandez.
I like it because it would definitely go directly to the concern I still raised about Pyfer a little while ago. Like, you know, if Pfeiffer wins rounds 1 and 2 against Hernandez, and we're talking a 5-round fight, I'm buckled in because I'm about to learn some things about both of those guys.
Yeah. I have no idea how to say this guy's name, but he's saying Bo is already a star though. Yeah, but not the
Fester
casual.
Eugene.
Yeah. Not too like my friends who watch fights don't really know who Bo Nickel is. They know who Izzy is. And now you can really have that star power of you moving Bo up by beating Izzy another level. Like Joe Piper, say what you want, moved up a level tonight.
Oh yeah.
Now would he have moved up bigger if it was third fight from the top on a pay-per-view that if it was on the White House card? He'd move up even bigger, Because say what you want, those press conferences, the media days, that stuff matters.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Tig of the Truth saying he's on there. Bo would bring that out of him.
Probably. We think, we hope.
All right, so you said for Joe Piper you're doing, I'm sorry, you said
I actually didn't I had to write the recaps for Sherdog tonight, so okay. I typed like 4,000 words tonight.
All right. Well, first of all, let's talk this out. We got to call this out. Sherdog, our recap show trumps the entire web page. Come on, guys. Come on. We're first. Don't you guys know we're the A side? It's actually we're thinking going to change the name to the Sherdog.com to the Shillin and Duffy. ShillinandDuffy.com page. All right, but you're kind of like in the similar range, like a top 10 guy.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be appropriate for him to fight someone like Bahalio. It'd be for him to fight someone like Gregory Rodriguez.
Okay. Yeah, so we're in the same range. Before that, we had co-main event, a rematch, former champion Alexa Grasso taking on future youngest champion ever, Macy Barber, with Alexa Grasso winning by first round. I don't know, knockout, submission, one of the craziest finishes of all time. Ben, I know that it officially was ruled a TKO. If you are the supreme emperor, you're not following Sherdog, how Sherdog scores it. You're not following how UFC scores it. There's no standard. They just say, Ben, how are you scoring it? Are you going knockout or are you going submission?
I'm going knockout. Like, Barber went to the ground, eyes wide open, didn't even try to defend the choke. She was out. Like, Grasso could have walked away.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't even be talking about this. Like, she choked a dead body.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. I was going the same way.
I love the wildness. Like, that was just one of the more violent, it was obviously one of the most violent finishes in UFC history, but just one of the most unforeseen things. I felt like I was watching like a 90s, like single digit or up through UFC 20 type thing where we're just learning new things that can happen in the cage every time out. And like the referees don't seem to know what to do. Like that's what it felt like. It felt like Wild West days all over again.
It felt like a bunch of cops watching a video and we're like, yeah, I know that's simple assault, but man, that looks like a felony. Like, how do we make it like that? Like this guy, this is beyond a simple. Like, watch this. Like this is.
I mean, this finish looked like a felony.
Holy moly! I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm like, do we have knockout of the year? Do we have submission of the year? Like it, and the best part of it is that everyone knew Grasso was knocked. I'm sorry, Barber was knocked out, except for Grasso. She didn't know. That's why she snatched her up and put her in the rear naked choke. Like it was like, they're already dead. Like,
I mean, once again, Grasso she goes from 0 to back take faster than anybody in the UFC. She did it to Valentina Shevchenko. She did it again tonight. Whenever I meet Alexa Grasso, like I'm going to shake her hand and immediately take a step back, like lest she take my back and choke me out. Like just she teleports, dude.
I might allow that. That could do anything about it if she wanted to.
She teleports to a woman's back. It's insane.
Yeah. I was watching it. It reminded me of she was she was already dead, and she just finished her off with a submission. I'm like, that's like how like Gettysburg was, like some general walking around and just like walking up to dead bodies and just getting that extra shot just to make sure they're dead. Like speaking of submissions, quick back takes, chokeouts. I want to say, I'll give you a quick story time, very quick, 30-second story time with Keith. My son. So of course it's wrestling season and we've wrestled a million tournaments in a row. So finally we're kind of done. It's the Virginia Beach Nationals where all the older kids are, and shout out to all my boys over there. This guys be coming back with all American status and everything. So, so my son did his first ever judo tournament. He doesn't even know the rules. I didn't know the rules. I told him, I said, the guy says like some Japanese word and some hand signal. We don't even know what the hell it means. I'm like, no matter what, just keep wrestling. No matter what they say, just keep. Because sometimes they say some Japanese word and you're supposed to stop. Sometimes they say some Japanese word and they're supposed to keep going. I don't know. So, his very first match. So he's a white belt. He's been to like 7 practices of judo, and he made it all the way to the finals. He ended up losing. He ended up losing to a purple belt in the finals, and the kid was a little bit bigger than him. But, and it was so shitty how he lost. Like the kid like foot swept him, and Robbie like fell like on his hip. Like he didn't fall on his back, and even like the coach was like the judo coach was like, yeah, that shouldn't have been because if you get all the way to your back, the match, you lose. Like you just fall your back, you lose from your feet, not on the ground.
Okay,
but the kid is a purple belt. And we counted, so because it goes white, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple. But in kids, there's half ones in between. So you like Robbie will go from white belt instead of yellow, be white, yellow.
Okay, yeah.
So like half ones all the way. I'm like, the kid's 10 freaking belts above him. That's who he wrestled in the finals. He did really good. But his first match, he had a yellow belt. So it's two above him, and my freaking son choked him out. I was so proud of him. I'm like, how did you know submissions? And I don't know. I just a headlock and I squeezed like hell. So, anyways, he won all those matches except for the final one. So I was just like, this kid's gonna win his first ever freaking tournament. He's freaking white belt. He doesn't even know the rules. He didn't even know when to bow. The referee told him to fix his belt, and he's like, don't really know how to. He's just like tying it like a knot, and there's like a certain way you loop it certain ways and shit.
Yep.
And yeah, you get it. You do jiu-jitsu, so I can't help him. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I don't wear pajamas when I wrestle. I just go out there and wrestle. I'm calling out wrestling moves to him. I'm like, half. Put it a half in. So, so besides the knockout, like that's what I'm gonna know. Grasso looked good. She looked good early. She was fast, and I love that we talked about on the previous show. She kind of abandoned her leg kicks in the last fight. She went back to leg kicks. She was hurting Barbara leg kicks, and then she was beating every time Barbara came in. She was meeting her like Barbara was hitting a wall. Like you're only getting this far because she was walking right into clean shots.
It was the game plan of somebody that has done tape study on Macy Barber. Because Barber does the same thing that, a lot of fighters do. Sure. Norma Dumont is the example I always come up with, where she sets up at the beginning of the fight like she wants a distance kickboxing battle. Then 30 seconds in, you realize that she's only comfortable when either her hands are on you or she's close enough to put both hands on you without taking another step. Like she wants it ultra phone booth close. Just that's where she's most comfortable. And Grasso met her with a fist every time she tried.
Yeah. And it was
beautiful.
We both picked Grasso, right?
We both picked.
I know we both picked Nelson. So we can't brag too much on a consensus upset picks. But do we have another upset pick we both picked?
Oh, let's see, Bill Garwey.
Oh, so 2 out of 3. That's not bad.
Yeah,
2 out of 3, and 2 of them look really good. But it was one of those. At this point, if I'm not perfect, I'm like, what's more excited to talk about? I think Barbara would be more excited to talk about because she hasn't fought the champion and all that, and she's got a bigger personality. But I'm watching it. I'm like, she's got 2 opportunities. This is 30 seconds of the fight. I'm like, she's got to make this a brawl. And when she starts brawling, Grasso loses technique a little bit, and then she can kind of bully. Like she plays the bully well. or she's going to have to close the distance and grind in the clinch and slow Grasso down because the speed advantage, it was so apparent. And it was one of those ones like, yep, like this one, catch this one.
Definitely. Like,
do you think, I know, I mean, this is her first loss in a long time, but the way she went out, it's still like, Grasso's not known for her power. I mean, obviously, anybody can get a knockout perfectly, but usually there's not a lot of brutal knockouts like that at 125. She's had seizure histories and weight cutting issues and everything. And obviously we're not doctors, but I feel like her cutting weight is not a good idea.
I'm with you on that. I mean, we're still not even a year removed from her having a fight completely scotched because she, had health problems. Then, she came back in December, made weight, won a 3-round fight. But here, yeah, her chin was tested early, and either Alexa Grasso picked up single shot knockout power that she had never had before, or Barber's chin is compromised either by wear and tear or by a egregious weight cut. I'm in report kind of going where we're headed. Fact or fiction? Her next fight is at 135. Why not? One, she's got a whole new set of opponents there.
100%.
She'd seem quicker comparatively on the feet. And a lot of those women, I still think she could kind of push around and bully.
Yeah. Like, I think she'd be faster going up to 135.
Yeah, like you stick her in front of like Montserrat Rendon or Daria Zheleznyakova, one of these huge 135ers. I think Barber still like just throws them around.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think 135 is the right move. I think there's exciting matchups for her there. Fanatic, man. Keith wears the key to go to bed. Man, did your girlfriend tell you that? That's not. Got him. Just kidding. Thanks for listening. I couldn't resist that one. I agree. I think she should go with her. Now, Grasso's in a tough situation because they were talking about, I mean, Daniel Cormier was talking about her getting the title shot next. Like, no, she's fought Valentina Shevchenko 3 times. There was like a 2-year window that they like held up the division. They had they had Ultimate Fighter show series season 2 and everything. She's in such tough a situation until Valentina Shevchenko loses the title.
Yep. I mean, maybe Shevchenko moves up, and that's when Grasso gets the window.
That's her best opportunity.
Because I mean, she's still just 31 years old. Looked as good tonight as she ever has. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it ages. Like if Barber never wins another fight, we'll know something. But yeah,
she's in that like Joseph Benavidez situation where like, yeah, you're the second best in the division. I know it's not the case because she just lost recently, but you get my point. Like, you're very high in the division and you're kind of stuck. I like that she called for a fight in Mexico. Give her a fight in Mexico. I'm cool with that. I'm giving him Manon Ferro.
Same here, because my whole thought is it's got to be a contender, and it's got to be one that she's not knocking off somebody that hasn't fought 100%. Val yet.
Yeah, that's Manon Ferro. You don't give her Aaron Blanchfield.
Like, yeah, well, I'm in report throughout Grasso versus Blanchfield. I love the fight. I hate the idea that it might knock off one of the few up-and-comers that hasn't fought Shevchenko yet.
Yeah. Barber, I would like for her to go to 135. If she stays at 125, I just put her against Rose Namajunas. They were supposed to fight a couple years ago when Barber pulled out. That's when Tracy Cortez went in. Get that fight with kind of two people on the outside, way on the outside right now. I know Bar's not too far outside, especially because she hasn't fought Shevchenko, so she's not too far. But that's the fight I did. Did you have another name?
No, that works for me.
Okay. Before that, Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price in the extremely rare both men retire fight. Michael Chiesa won by first round sub. Ben, I gotta ask you a question. You've been I don't know, we've done 200 cards, whatever. How many actual fights? We're I don't know how many we're at. 4,000 fights, 5,000 fights. Is something we've actual individual fights we picked. In the history of doing the show, has there ever been an easier pick than Michael Chiesa by first round submission in his hometown in his retirement fight?
Nope.
But not even first round submission by rear naked choke.
by rear naked. Like, nope, this was the easiest fight to predict of any that we've covered. Like, I could do study and predict like a professional wrestling card and have a harder time picking the winners of some of them than Chiesa versus Price.
I mean, it's his finishing move. Like, his finishing move is not even just a rear naked. It's a series. Get him near the cage, run, you grab a single, run the pipe, get him down, take the back, submit him. You know, it felt like when Price took him down, a scramble ensued, and Chiesa grabbed a single leg. I go, that's a wrap. Like, that's the Hulk Hogan start shaking moment. You know, like, okay, Hulk Hogan's he's gonna get punched 3 times. At one point, he's just gonna stop, point at the guy, and then he's gonna block a punch him, block a punch him, block a punch him, throw him to the rope, knee him, run to the rope, leg drop. Over. You know, I said knee him. I meant a big boot, not a knee. Michael Chiesa seems like such a good dude, and I'm so glad he got him over, because it's rare for guys to get like good moments in MMA. I'm glad he got like him jumping out of the crowd, kissing his wife, kissing his mom. Oh, you know, like, and I'm so glad he got that.
And here's the thing. He's not a perfect good guy. We've seen his rough edges. Like, we saw him just completely lose his shit over like kind of an innocuous regular trash talk type thing. I know your mother's going to be like, don't you talk about my mom. That was like, you know, I wasn't talking. Anyway. So we saw that we saw the night that Juliana Pena won the UFC title. Chiesa had to be removed from the building because he got hammered and fell and split his head open, like on the cage apron.
Yeah, but honestly, like,
I'm saying it's awesome. Like, we've seen human moments out of the guy. We've seen him like rage and cry and do silly stuff more than we've seen out of George St. Pierre or like Demetrius Johnson. Like, his good guyness is a real human good guyness. Like, how can you not root for the guy?
Yeah. Remind me when next time we want a story time with Keith. Remind me to I'll throw this out to all the listeners. Just put URI, University of Rhode Island party, and it's a good. I got to break it up in 3 sections, because there's 3 like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened moments in one party. But yeah, he's such a good dude, and I think he's a very good analyst. I really hope he goes from. I know he does a contender series. I would really hope he moves into the full-time team. You know, like,
sure.
If he replaced Dominic Cruz or Michael Bisping, like, please. You know,
and he strikes me as a guy that wouldn't get lazy a year in. Because I mean, here's the thing. I remember when they first put him at the analyst desk for a few things, and he was not a natural. Like, he had the knowledge, but he just seemed really halting. He kind of stumbled over his words. He would trail off in different directions. I caught him again like 3 months later, and he was 10 times better, and he's only gotten better. He's the kind of guy that puts in the work. Like,
yeah, he seems like Anthony Smith. Like, him and Anthony Smith are the guys that are going to do the work and be good at it, and you know, and he has that Laura Sanko situation where Laura's like, yeah, I got to do my research, prove it, not that I'm not just getting the job because I'm smoking hot. And one day I'm not going to be super smoking hot anymore, you know. And again, I'm not saying I think she's actually really good, but I kind of feel bad for Nico Price. He gets his retirement. He doesn't even get it in the cage. Like, hey, I'm hanging it up too. Thanks, guys. He doesn't get. They gave Chiesa a package, all kinds of stuff. This guy didn't even get like a goodbye. Nothing. They're like, dude.
But hey, you know what? At this point in his career, I don't know, but he's probably on like a 50-50 or 80-80 deal. So what he did get was like close to 6 figures that 6 weeks ago he didn't know he was getting.
Yeah,
I mean,
Nico Price threw his gloves down, and they didn't even zoom into his gloves. Like, they didn't even do that for him. At one point, he put this down, and he starts like walking on. He's like, "They're not gonna say anything." He almost walked back to pick him up to be like, "Hey guys."
Yeah.
Hey,
it was sad to see him walking around the background, kind of like,
put it down. Like, he was standing around the cage, like, okay, they're down talking to them. They're gonna talk to me for a second, right? Like, I felt bad for him.
God, they should have just given him 60 seconds first and gotten it out of the way, and then
hey, we're gonna talk about real quick.
Now we return to our regularly scheduled, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Price is one of those guys. Like, you're not going to remember his name. Like, you'll remember him, but he's not going to be the guy 20 years from now. You'll be like, oh, mention Nico Price. But when he does get like, he's like, someone's like, hey, give me an obscure UFC name, and someone throws Nico Price, I'll be like, oh yeah, dude, he has a crazy wild fights, probably like knockouts from the bottom and everything. How you remember Michael Chiesa?
I mean, he'll be in the Hall of Fucking Awesome a year from today. He's like the biggest shoe-in since, well, Matt Brown, who was the last guy to get in. Like, I think of him as an reliably entertaining fighter, a fringe contender across two of the toughest divisions in the UFC for a long time, and an easy guy to root for. Like, he kind of sums it all up. Like, one of the better fighters of his era that never really got into the title picture.
Yeah, and a guy, if he was from a different era, he could have been Matt Hughes. Little different style, but you get my point. Like, Matt Hughes was never like more one-dimensional, never really known for their striking, powerful wrestler. Again, he's not as powerful, physically strong as, even though he is very strong, but physically strong as Matt Hughes. Not as good of a wrestler, but both very competent submission skills. Like he was just in the wrong era, but being a one-dimensional fighter and being able to accomplish as much as he did is pretty damn impressive.
Absolutely. Like, I'm glad he retired with no knockouts. Yeah.
Before that, speaking of knockouts, Julian Erosa took on UFC newcomer. Last name is Douglas. Leon
Douglas.
Leon. Sorry, guys. I sit there and I bash Bruce Buffer to start it, but I can't say names either. But
pronouncing names right is like 2% of your job and 98% of his, so it's a little different.
And I also would feel like if I was about to pronounce his name, I'd have Ben in my ear saying, "Okay, this is how you say it. Okay, all right, say it again, Ben. Okay, got it. All right." I will say this: when I think of greatest UFC debuts, like, I'm not going to think of this one. I would think of like Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, perfect, like threw 20 punches at Chris Lieben, landed on 20. And there's other ones. Because this wasn't a big name, this wasn't a main event, he won't get the credit. But just strictly performance, what he did, this is as good as a UFC debut I can remember. This was freaking flawless.
Right, because it's not like he just came out, caught him with something big, and flattened him in 45 seconds. If that happened, I'd be talking more about, well, we got that Julian Erosa tonight.
Yeah.
But Douglas put on the kind of comprehensive performance where you just had to go, okay, this isn't just about Erosa. Like, Douglas picking Erosa in the upset here was my worst call of the night. Like, and I had a pretty good night. He was so fast, so accurate. He made Erosa look sloppy and crazy and aggressive, which he is, but not many people have ever punished him like that for it. Just every silly thing Erosa did, Douglas it was like he was coaching him, just instantly punished him.
He was chopping his legs down and just sitting there like, oh God, Erosa's so freaking tough. Like, he keeps moving forward, but then he started hitting him with those jabs. And at the end, he had Julian Erosa doing complete opposite of what he normally does. Because early he was coming after him. Then it started going like Julian Erosa started having that like, oh fuck, like this guy's good. And like he wasn't going after him. He drops him with a jab. I think he threw a jab 3 punches in a row and dropped him all 3 times.
One of the nastiest jabs I've ever seen in MMA.
It was awesome.
Like, it just instantly made me think of like weapon jab guys like Kamaru Usman.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. And I think one of the most impressive, besides him dropping him, I think I said it was like 3, maybe 4 times in a row, was he didn't rush in. He wasn't like, I'm in my UFC debut. Oh my God, I just heard him. Let me go in for the kill. He's like, all right, stand back. Like, I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to pick my shots. Now I'm going to jab. Now I'm going to jab again. Now I'm going to throw it up again. Now I'm going to go to a body shot. I was blown away with his performance. I was like, this guy's special. Like, again, he beat Julian Erosa to take it for what it's worth. But Julian Erosa's think about how impressive. You're going into Julian Erosa's home state on the main card against a really seasoned UFC vet who's a tough out, despite what the odds say, he's always a tough out for people. He's going to bring the fight, and you just trash him like that. I was super impressed by him.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that in his very last fight, Erosa fought Melky Costa, who, I mean, he's not the most technical striker, but he might be the hardest puncher in the division, just on a shot-for-shot basis. Yeah, Melky's the man. Like,
yeah.
And fought him for 3 hard rounds, took a number of flush shots, and was fairly competitive. This was a shocking debut in a good way.
Yeah. Shout out to Rhode Island School of Design, best private art school in the nation. Yeah, but their parties are terrible. Like, they do not have good parties. I remember when I was like 18 and 19 years old, I was on the campus.
All right, guys, picture Keith at a party at an art school.
Yeah, like
totally, I'd probably love those guys.
Totally like 18, 19, 20, I don't know, I was super young, like super like peak horniness. And it's like I met this girl, like she's kind of cute in like a weird artsy kind of way. Like, yeah, I'll go shoot my shot, start talking to this girl. She's from Austria. Right. So she has a weird accent. But I'm so dumb, I'm 18. I'm like, oh, you're from Australia? She's like, no, Austria. And I'm like, I didn't have a follow-up. I'm like, where the fuck is Austria? What the hell is Austria? and I'm like, she's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm like, oh, Austria. Yeah, with the accent. I thought you were saying Australia. I'm sorry. Yeah, can I get your phone number?
I'm dead.
Can I get your phone number? Like, no. Like, go away. Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what happened to her. I'm 100% convinced like her head is shaved bald right now, and half of it's like freaking purple or something. But I don't know where we're going with this. Oh, speaking of bald heads, the UFC announced probably the easiest pick in forever that Demetrius Johnson will be inducted in this year's Hall of Fame. Ben, I don't know how impossible I'm a Demetrius Johnson guy. Like, I don't know how I got categorized that. How is everybody not a Demetrius Johnson guy? To me is amazing. But when your grandchildren says, "Hey, tell me about Demetrius Johnson," what are you gonna say?
He was the most skilled martial artist of all time.
That's exactly what I'd say. And a pound for pound basis, you think about well-rounded. Give me the whole. Give me the whole in Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, it's just an incredible athlete, like a little bit of an overachiever considering how much smaller he was than everybody, even at flyweight.
Yeah. He could have been a 150 pounder.
And like the UFC basically let him go, just threw their hands up and admitted they couldn't sell the most talented martial artist in the world. But all the complaints about him are bullshit. Like calling him boring. He had 12 title defenses in a row. He finished 7 of them. He finished 7 of his 12 title defenses, including a couple of the greatest highlights of all time. And even in the ones that like made it the distance, he was trying to finish them. There's a reason he finished a couple guys in like the 5th round. He was trying to finish every one. And compare that to like George St. Pierre, who went out to win rounds. Like he finished a guy if they just wilted, but he was perfectly happy to do those cookie cutter rounds. Like they are not the same.
Yeah, and imagine if Demetrius Johnson was at like a 170 pounder, how much more dominant he would have been. Yeah.
Oh, good grief, yeah.
When I think about the Mount Rushmore, and this is if you're putting the PED guys, and I know the argument some people leave the PEDs up, but if you're putting, to me, the debate is the 4th spot. To me, the 3 spots are clinched every single, and I see people all the time. Oh, what's your Mount Rushmore of MMA fight? And they're like, I mean, everyone puts John Jones and George St. Pierre, and they're like, I see people, put Anderson Silva. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. And or someone put Habib, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't have the longest run, but okay, like pure dominance, okay. Or some people Fedor, okay, cool. Wait a minute, you're putting Anderson Silva and Fedor? Like, what? Like,
yeah,
you can't. There's not 5. There's not 5 on the Mount Rushmore. No, I only put 4. Well, obviously you have John Jones, George St. Pierre, and Demetrius Johnson, obviously.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean you didn't put Demetrius Johnson? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, I mean, the argument I hate is when people say, like, oh, we fought in a weak division. Like, no, we didn't. He was just so amazing. He made it look weak.
Yep.
I truly believe if you took Demetrius Johnson, if he never existed, we'd be like saying, like, Joseph Benavidez is top 10, top 7 all time. Is he?
It would be like talking about DC without John Jones.
Exactly.
We're like DC would be on the Mount Rushmore if Jones didn't exist.
Yeah.
We'd be like, oh, remember when DC held 2 UFC titles for like 5 straight years? Yeah.
Yeah. And I know the knock about him was, oh, he didn't move up to 135 and all this. And it's like, yeah, he also was barely a 125 pounder. And then he did move up in one championship.
He was a top 5 bantamweight too. Like, that's bananas.
I know.
Like, he lost a decision to Dominic Cruz. Like, yeah.
And also, don't forget this. The biggest argument for him is most title defenses, and he wanted to break Anderson Silva, and he did. And his streak ended in a fight that was a split decision that many, I think probably most people thought he should have won. Like, that's how his streak ended against Henry Cejudo, also an all-time great. And I thought he won the fight. I think it was one of those, oh, we all expect Demetrius Johnson to win. Oh, it's close rounds. That means Henry Cejudo must have won that round. Instead of being like, no, watch it again. Demetrius Johnson won that round.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I only want Keith. I'm way behind. When people talk shit, I always love reading comments about me. That's the ego in me. I only want Keith to correct how he says Rojas because he goes with Rojas. I don't get that. How am I saying it wrong?
Who? Rosas? You say Rojas.
How am I supposed to say it?
Rosas.
Oh,
Raul Rosas Jr. Yeah.
When I say Rojas?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell's the difference? Whatever. Anyways, guy beats Rob Font and thinks I'm going to pronounce his name right. Relax. Before that, Mansour Abdul Malik took on. You want to tell me butchering people's names? Here you go. Buckle up. Yusri Belgari. And Belgari winning by 3rd round TKO. Dude,
this was another unanimous upset pick.
I'm sold. He's special.
Yeah.
Talk me off. Keep me from selling everything and putting stock into him.
No.
Talk me down.
I mean, what do we say about any hot shit striker once they get to the top level? Well, let's wait till we see him against a wrestler. Whatever else may be said about Mansour Abdul Malik, he is a good offensive wrestler for the first 4 minutes of a fight. He's got as good a blast double as there is in that division. He finishes things with brute force rather than perfect technique sometimes. But if Yusri Belgari was going to be the middleweight Rebelis de Spain, we would have found out quick tonight because Abdul Malik would have pounded the shit out of him. But Belgari, you need to go on down to Connecticut and look in on those guys because whatever it is that's going to end wrestling, like Glover Teixeira is teaching it.
Yeah. Dude, that team right now. I mean, this kid. I'm watching this guy, and I'm like, well, first of all, who's doing the weight cutting there? I'm not gonna tell the story again, but the first time I ever saw Alex Pereira, I'm doing media. I said I'm not gonna tell the story, but here we go. I'm doing media for an event. He's got a hood over, so I don't like directly see his face. And I go, who the fuck is that guy? That guy's huge. He's main eventing for the middleweight. It's when he won the title against Izzy. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Alex Pereira. Like, how the hell does that guy make middleweight? I don't know who the heavyweights were on the card that day. I'm like, we just interviewed heavyweights. He's bigger than those guys. Yep, and he's 2 weight classes below. How is this possible? I'm like, and then you got Belgari, who might be even bigger than that. You seen him like standing next to her, like,
yeah, like they're about the same height. Shit. Like, yeah,
and that guy's fighting at heavyweight in a couple like months. It's unbelievable. Like, who's doing the nutritional weight cut over there? That should be studied.
They definitely should. There are a few people in the chat like dunking on Abdul Malik. Hey, and remember, Keith and I both picked Belgawi to win this as the underdog. Like, don't gotta sell us on that. But I'll say this: Abdul Malik's problems are fixable, and what he's got underneath him, just in terms of his raw skills and his physical gifts, it doesn't take much to be a top 10 guy at 185 pounds.
No,
did they really say that?
I don't know. I that's a great quote. If they did, dude, I didn't hear it.
Dude, MMA is my favorite sport. It's the best sport in the world, and usually I'm all about talking about the ways that MMA is better than boxing. Two things that boxing does that MMA I wish would do more often is build up legit prospects on cans until they really know their trade. Like, just don't do it in the UFC. That's what regional promotions are for. And two, corners stopping a fight between rounds when they know it's just not their guy's night. Because that's saying that I've got your back, but I've got your back in the sense that I'm still going to be coaching you 10 fights from now. Like, we're going to be sending each other Christmas cards 20 years from now, and I want you to still have a brain. Like,
yeah.
When I'm saying that boxing takes better care of its athletes' brains, like on that level than MMA does, that's not a compliment, really.
Yeah. And the other thing, and pay your fighters. Also do that too, so they don't have to do OnlyFans. Arguably the greatest female fighter of all time has an OnlyFans page. Yeah, I said arguably, so don't at me. Oh, I'm internet, whatever. That's fine. Malik really, he was getting frustrated. He really struggled with the length. He had no answer. I know they were saying he needs to feint his way in and this and that. There's a lot of things he could have done, but what I was super impressed is, like, he really wanted to get takedowns. When he got takedowns, one, he struggled to get the takedown, but when he did, I think 2 maybe 3 times, he got a takedown. Belgari was like, he showed that he has some grappling skills. He was coming right back up. I mean, you're telling, and if he continues to improve his grappling skills, I mean, he's got good speed, great length. He like whips his punches. He had a lot of different variety. And then when he started really smelling the blood, end of the second, I mean, dude, it was on. I was surprised Malik made it out. He was saved by the bell in the second. And then third round, they could have just threw the towel in before the third round started. Like, it was, we knew he was going to get past it. Yeah. I want to matchmake Belgari, and I'm going to give you a name that was already mentioned. I've seen a lot of people throwing out like Chris Leroy Duncan and this and that. I'm not going that high yet. I'm going to give who Duncan just beat. I'm going to go Roman Dolidze because it's a name, and I'm setting up an absolute highlight reel knockout.
Yeah, that's. Oof, I like that just fine.
Before that, our worst call of the night, Terrence McKinney just absolutely did what Terrence McKinney does. Won in 3 seconds and just ran right through Kyle Nelson, winning by first round knockout. I mean, when he wins, this is what he does.
Like, everybody knows exactly what Terrence McKinney is going to do when he gets in the cage. He's going to run straight at his opponent like he was shot out of a crossbow, and he's going to throw either a flurry of punches or a flying knee or a flying kick. And half the time, regardless of whether that stuff even lands, he's already going into a blast double that's not even a real double leg. He's just trying to bowl him over and get a scramble going. Everybody knows it's coming. At this point, like arguably the most skilled division in MMA, it shouldn't work. And it still works on good fighters. I said this on the preview. And if I'm quoting myself on the preview after I picked the result of the fight wrong, it's because I stick by the wisdom. Nobody can prepare for round one Terrence McKinney. They can survive it or not. That's it.
No.
Like, even the fights he's lost, he's hit him clean a couple times. Like, you look at the Drew Dober fight that had more changes of momentum than like any 3-minute fight should have. Like,
yeah, he threw a high kick and it didn't even land, but it was so powerful it knocked Nelson over. And before Nelson could get back up, he was on him and throwing just 50. It looked like he was doing his best Vitor Belfort against Vanderlei Silva type thing. Like, I'm just gonna throw as many punches as fast as I can. And
the knockdown happened at 11 seconds. The stoppage came at 24 seconds. In that 13-second span, he landed at least 24 punches. It really is like Vitor versus Vanderlei.
I love it. I love it.
Type stuff.
It
Yeah.
reminded me, just do whatever he wants. It reminds me of my son was today at judo. He knows wrestling throws and stuff, headlocks and stuff, but it's different. It really is different judo because you're grabbing clothes. So he's getting like tied up in the clothes. It's like almost like a hockey fight a little bit going on, where they're grabbing clothes. So he just starts grabbing kids' clothes, and he started to do this thing where he just like would pull them, but he would just like drop down and just like throw them over like his shoulder as he like it's not a move, like he's like because he's like falling to the ground, just throw him. So he didn't get points, but he did it like 3 times. I'm like, why are you doing it? It's like, I don't know, it's kind of fun. Like he just throws the kid. Like you're not getting points for it, but yeah, it looks really fun. Like even people are like, whoa, like other parents are watching and stuff. I'll tell you right now, have you ever been to a judo competition?
No.
Oh, dude, it's so different than wrestling that it's all respectful and bowing. And then like it was a small tournament. It wasn't like all the kids were like, there was like 2 mats. They were like, you were basically watching them mats end, like all the parents, even like the way they have all the kids, they don't stand in the stands or anything. They put them against the wall and they call them up. So all the kids are sitting together. They call them up. And again, I've been to one judo tournament, so I don't think they're all run this way, but this one was awesome. They call them up, all the parents on the other side. They call the 2 kids up, all right, Jim Smith and Robbie Shillon, and they come up and they do that. And then like everyone watches and they like cheer. Like when it's all done, like everybody claps. Like, oh, good job, boys. Good job. And there's like barely there's like almost no coaching. Like you barely hear anybody say anything. And I'm like, and I don't know. I'm like, I tell him I'm not coaching him at all. Like I've always coached him wrestling. I'm not coaching him. He has a little judo instructor. I didn't even hear her voice. And at one point I'm like, just throw the half in. And then he like, but it's actually like, it's so cool, man. Like there's no kids crying. There's no parents yelling at kids. It was like, this is honest. I was sitting there. I'm like, this is how youth sports should be done. Every youth sport should be just like this. And I won't be crazy dad yelling at my kid, which I have done before to my son, not my daughter. She get away with murder to my son. Anyways, yeah, he's saying this the Samuel thing. Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely like that traditional martial arts. It's pretty cool. Before that, Ignacio Bahamondes took on Tafik Musasayev. Musasayev winning by unanimous decision. How many falls? Before we get to that, how many falls did he get? I saw a fence grab. I saw a headbutt. Is there any more?
It was an extended fence grab. Like if they counted fence grabs, like they sometimes count.
He judo gripped it.
Oh yeah, like if they grabbed it by the lapels of its fence, and I mean, if the UFC stats counted fence grabs like they count takedowns, he might have been charged like four fence grabs during that sequence.
All right, so here's a question. I Henriquez asks, Musayev, dirtiest fighter ever? I'm going to say no, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of like wrestling cautions. You'll get this. I don't know if people, but you get like 3 cautions, and then it's a point.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not supposed to ever caution. Like it's technically like cheating, but you get 3 of them, and like almost highest level, you almost always use them. It's like I'm trying to time it. And hopefully I get it done quicker than he's timing a whistle coming up. If you can get 2 free breaking the rules, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the headbutt. Like,
I mean, I'm going to say that was reckless rather than malicious, but the guy that ate the headbutt doesn't especially care about your intent.
Can we get electric fences? Yeah, this guy gets put against the fence. He's like in the electric chair, just getting shocked the whole time.
Yeah. Is Henriquez? Yeah, a headbutt. Like he was on top during a kind of scrambly guard sequence and basically just speared him with the top of his head right in his head. I'm sure like that would have ended my night right there, which is why they're fighters and I'm not. But yeah.
Tig is saying the cut was caused by the headbutt. No, it wasn't. It was an elbow. It was not.
Yeah, he was cut by an elbow. I mean, the headbutt might have made it worse, but
yeah, I was gonna say headbutting the guy after he's cut up probably don't know, but the actual cut itself. Yeah. But you know what? That doesn't change the fact that besides those things, he landed great ground and pound in the third, he knew, like, okay, it's 1-1. I know where to go. I'm going right for a takedown, which was smart. And Baja Mondays played jiu-jitsu off his back way too long.
Yep.
Rolling underneath. And then he kept throwing up. He was bloodied up and he was going for submissions and stuff. It's like, dude, like, you don't have it. You have to scramble. Like, he got a sweep late, but that's still playing jiu-jitsu. Like, he needed to get his legs on the inside, push him out, and scramble to his feet. And he did not do that. And the other thing is, he's winning the fight in the second. He's already got one round in the bank. He's almost knocks him out in the beginning of the second round, and he jumps guillotine. And then was pinned on his back for the next 4 minutes, getting his ass handed to him for the rest of the round.
Yeah, and he doesn't need me to make excuses for him, but a guy that big coming in on any sort of short notice, I wonder what his weight cut was like. I wonder if that informed some of his strategy. I don't know. Like, maybe he felt like every punch just hurt more because it was dehydrated. Maybe he was worried about his gas tank. Like, I don't really know, but sure. I considering how competitive this fight was, like, this is the fight I wish we'd seen them on full camps preparing for each other.
Yeah, like, what was lower IQ? Him jumping guillotine or me not knowing where Austria was? Like, it was pretty low IQ. Speaking of low IQ, this is the point of the show, which is honestly, I think, the only reason I do the show. I'm slowly getting Ben to enjoy it. This is the Know Your Host. Ben, I did not tell you what the questions were today.
You sure didn't.
I'm doing rapid questions. We've done this before, but I got 4 categories. They are movies, they are music, they are TV, and they are sports. This is going to be this or that.
Okay.
And and chat, throw it in there. I'm going to ask Ben. If we disagree, we can spend a couple seconds debating. I got 3 from each category. Okay. Ben, which category would you like to start in?
You said TV was one of them?
TV is one of them.
Let's do TV.
All right. TV. Breaking Bad or The Sopranos?
Sopranos. But it's really close for me.
Yeah, totally same for me. And we are actually in agreement. So we're probably the minority. Simpsons or Family Guy?
Family Guy.
We are in agreement. I respect the hell out of Simpsons because they were like the originals. But the ones where I've really like, oh my God, that's so funny, is usually Family Guy. Last one from the TV category. Jackass or Impractical Jokers?
All right, I gotta tap out on this one because I've actually never seen Impractical Jokers, and I like Jackass fine.
You've never watched Impractical Jokers?
Nope.
Oh, Ben, you got it. That is the all-time. My answer was Impractical Jokers. I have actually seen. I actually went to the show of the Impractical Jokers, and I've seen and I've seen them, a couple of them individually doing shit like their own shows. Dude, I did not ask a question about The Wire because Ben's gonna tell me he hasn't watched it yet, and he's gonna. Yeah, because honestly, dude, the ultimate question should be, Avon or Stringer Bell or Avon or Marlowe. Like, that should be the question, but
I can't even.
Yeah, we want to continue doing the show, and if Ben doesn't have if Ben doesn't have an answer between Avon and Marlowe, I don't care who he says, he's gonna have an answer. But dude, honestly, the Impractical Joke is an all-time great. That you want, like, just a couple hours of just mindless, just sitting on the couch with your wife and laughing. Check out that show. It's so good. Right. You'll love it. All right. You want to go the 3 categories left: sports, movies, and music.
Let's do sports.
Sports. I am going to go with the classic one. I know exactly going to go with both of them. I guess we're going to go the same way, but Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
I agree, but I'm going to say something. Ready for a hot take?
Yes.
I think Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time. That said, I think Michael Jordan would struggle in today's NBA. I think LeBron would absolutely murder the old NBA. That 1980s, 1990s. That all they got followed. Like, he would be shooting threes, all of these guys.
Yeah.
He'd be
No,
too.
it's the same as when we will talk about the difference between the greatest fighter in some weight class and the best fighter in some weight class.
Mm.
You know, like
Yeah.
Matt Hughes might still be the third greatest welterweight of all time, but any top 15 welterweight today would dust him.
Trash him.
Yeah.
But the guys, I'm in Brady Montana. There's no debate. Like, dude, that's so stupid.
Dude,
it's Brady or better human Brady or the Pope. Like, what are we talking about? Like, get out of here, Joe Montana. All right. Well, I'm gonna go a sport we normally don't talk about. We're gonna go Olympics. Usain Bolt or Michael Phelps?
Bolt.
Oh, I'm going Phelps for two reasons. One, he's American. Come on, dude. And that Olympics when he was going for all the titles to whatever how many it was, like 170 gold medals and one. When he came up, I was watching, I was cheering for him and stuff. And that one where he like almost lost and he just extended it to like the last second. That was like the most exciting Olympic moment I can remember. It was pretty good, All right. Bowling or billiards?
To do or to watch?
To do. Yeah, not to watch. If you're watching either one.
Bowling. I prefer to bowl.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I have like a group of friends. We always go for birthdays. Like, so we've done 3 times where we went out playing pool. And what is it? Did I pronounce that wrong too? Billiards?
It's billiards. That's just regional. That's regional pronunciation.
All right, most people say
England.
pool. I was trying to be I was trying to sound cool. We just say playing pool.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing: bowling is fun even if you lose.
Yeah.
To like lose at billiards, where like someone that actually knows how to play is just playing circles around you and everything you do is wrong. That sucks.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to do movies or do you want to do music?
Let's do movies.
Movies. All right. Godfather or Scarface?
Godfather.
Okay.
I think Scarface is overrated.
Okay.
Scarface is overrated.
Your reaction is how everybody's reaction should be for this. Like, what are you talking about? Of course it's Godfather.
Oh. Yeah, dude, if I'm flipping channels and I end up in the middle of either of the first 2 Godfather movies, I'm probably sitting and watching until the end. Like, if you've never seen Scarface, like the 2 or 3 quotes are the only worthwhile parts of the whole movie.
I totally agree. It's so overrated. Like, it's okay, but it's like people want it to be better than it is.
Yeah, and even like Al Pacino's terrible in it. His Cuban accent is terrible, and it's when he just started to really just be an over actor and yelled for the next 40 years. Where he used to have all this range and subtlety.
I know.
Dude, Michael Corleone was terrifying without raising his voice. Just
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Like
and after that, he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Like the scene when he says to Fredo, you're my brother and I love you. Don't ever go against the family. He doesn't raise his voice and it's just like perfect. All right. The answer to this one doesn't have to be like who's more badass or which movie's better. Just any way you want to answer this. Rocky or the Terminator?
Terminator.
Ooh, I'm going Rocky. All right. Last one. This one I think we're going to have disagreement on. Shawshank Redemption or Forrest Gump?
Shawshank Redemption all day.
I knew we were going to have a disagreement. I think Shawshank's overrated. I see people put it like the greatest movie ever. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Like it's fine. Like I think Forrest Gump is one of the best movies. I put him like top 10.
So anyways, we're going to talk about the greatness of Shawshank Redemption for the next half hour and until Keith adds himself back.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. All right, let's go. I know you're probably leaving for music. I don't have the great taste in music that Ben does. I can't go as deep as he goes, but this will be the last 3 questions.
No, I am a good musician, but my taste in music is all over the place. I know I like some stuff that I know is terrible. And
yeah, but like all my questions are like mainstream. I don't know these big bands like the most hipster like I can go is like Ben Folds. I used to call Ben Folds 5 or remember Shooty's Groove? I think that's the most underground I can go. All right, Metallica or AC/DC?
AC/DC.
Ooh, we're in agreement. That's a close one, but all right. Go. Were you ever in the grunge age? Were
Yeah,
you a
of course.
grunger? Were you a
Yeah,
grunger?
dude.
Okay. Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
Damn. Nirvana.
If you asked me like 1993,
Mm-hmm.
I would have said Nirvana. But as I've gotten older, I think I'm more Pearl Jam. All right.
I mean, the correct answer is actually Alice in Chains, as a bunch of people
Alice
in
in
the
Chains.
chat are saying.
Yeah.
But like,
Soundgarden and all
I
that
like
shit.
Soundgarden too. Yeah.
Like Bush. All right. This is a tough one. NWA or the Wu-Tang Clan?
Woo.
So we are in agreement. Wu-Tang Clan. Let's see. There's people throwing ones. All right. I'm going to give you one. Super Troopers or Bear Fest?
Super Troopers.
I haven't seen either one. I have no idea. I didn't even heard of Bear Fest. So, people go asking. Someone's asking about Meet the Parents. I love Meet the Parents. All right, here's one.
Antoine, you're from Atlanta. Your answer should be Outcast anyway.
Outcast. Oh, is that what he said?
No,
Yeah.
he's going off. For us picking the dude. NWA had one great album and sparked 1.5 great solo careers. Like the amount of incredible music that's come from like the 9 original guys from the Wu-Tang is ridiculous.
Yeah, let's be honest. NWA is Ice Cube, and Easy was actually pretty good too.
Easy had one really good solo album.
Yeah, and don't get me started on Dr. Dre's the worst, like one of the most overrated rappers of all time. Like not even overrated. He sucks. Like they mean one song with Dr. Dre wasn't outshined by the person rapping with him. He never outshined him.
The one on the Second Chronic album where Eminem clearly wrote his bars for him was pretty good.
Okay.
Because it was Eminem.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Before that, Chase Hooper took on Lance Gibson Jr. Gibson with a brutal KO, landed an elbow, had Hooper knees going weak, followed up with a knee later. There was one part where he went soccer kick and just missed it. That would have been crazy brutal.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance, honestly. Like Hooper was a big favorite. I didn't feel, almost 3-1 comfortable with it, but I picked Hooper to win. You picked Gibson, and damn if you weren't right, because one, that's the best fighter he's ever beaten, and that's the best he's ever looked in a win. Like that's so easily the best performance of his career that I'm glad it happened in the Pacific Northwest where he had some people around him. It's not even a fraud check. Like we know he's a fraud. It's just cool that he wins as much as he does.
No, I'm laughing about the comment right above. Queen Latifah or Queen Elizabeth. I'll tell you right now, I have my cousin, like she's an older cousin, and his wife, they play cards, and me and my wife we've been talking for years about like, oh, we're gonna come over and play cards and everything, and we finally did last night. It was such a great time, and I'm like, dude, the queen. What are you talking about? The Queen of Hearts. That's the top one. Playing high-low jack. That's the only proper card game to play. High-low jack.
I've never played it.
Oh, we got to teach you how to play. It's the best. There's nothing better than high-low jack. Watching this, I'm glad Lance Gibson had that moment. He's a lot older than people think. Like I still think about, or at least I was thinking about like still a prospect, because the Bellator days he was a prospect. And you're like, oh my god, that guy's 31 years old. Watching this, I just had to ask myself, like, I don't know if Chase Hooper is fraud checked, or has the damage he took early in his career caught up to him, where he's not. Because it was an elbow, and sure, it wasn't the greatest elbow. Like I was, when he got buckled, I was surprised. I was like, wow, he's hurt. He's so young, you'd think it wouldn't, but if you're landing,
He was in the UFC at
yeah,
19. He's taken a lot of punishment for a 27-year-old or whatever he is now.
he has like a running back feel to him, where like Todd Gurley's out of the NFL in like 24. You're like, wait a minute, Todd Gurley's 24 years old. He's been on the NFL. Like, like, oh, I'm not 24. Okay, that's what exaggerated.
But yeah,
27, and he's out of the NFL. Like, that's why I almost feel like Chase Hooper. Like, he had his run, and yeah, unless he goes up to heavyweight, like his days may be numbered. Speaking of heavyweights, Marcin Tybura took on Tyrell Fortune. Fortune won by unanimous decision. The reason, if you did not watch the prelims and you're like, man, why were they bashing Bruce Buffer so bad? Bruce Buffer read the scorecards and said Marcin Tybura won when Tyrell Fortune in his UFC debut actually won. Poor Marcin. I actually feel bad for Marcin. He won. Tyrell Fortune left the cage. I had to bring him back in and make sure Marcin. It was this weird thing. Like Marcin Tybura was just standing there like, someone gonna interview me? Like I thought it was like, just keep showing him. Like all right, Kim, and they're not interviewing him. Get off of him. And then all of a sudden, like they show Tyrell Fortune like they're stopping him, telling him to go back to the cage, and then Bruce Buffer's gonna announce, yeah, I was wrong. Tyrell Fortune won. I'm like, oh god, dude. It seemed like Steve Harvey announcing Miss America.
That's actually what I thought of too.
This fight sucked.
It did suck.
Classic sucky heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
I was watching this and I just am like, Tybura didn't start out fast enough. He needed to start fast because for a fairly low paced heavyweight fight, Tyrell Fortune was pretty tired in the third, and Tybura couldn't finish him because he just ran out of time.
Yeah,
5 rounds, he wins. What are we doing, Fortune? I mean, there's some people that have, he's a little bit buzzed. He has a little bit of fan base. I'm glad he got a win in the UFC. Like I've talked to him a million times at Bellator. He's a wicked good guy, like really good guy. One of my favorites. What are you doing with him?
Let him fight Walter Walker that was supposed to fight Marcin Tybura.
I looked at that one. I almost put that one down. That'd be interesting with the wrestling of Fortune versus that the jiu-jitsu game of
and we know what Walker's going to do at this point. He's definitely going to go for it immediately. Fortune is a smart and pretty well coached guy. I want to see it.
Yeah, I put Anton Delea, but I'm okay with that one. Like that range is cool with me. Before that, Casey O'Neill took out Gabriela Fernandez, winning by first round TKO. Ben, I gotta ask you, Casey O'Neill came in the UFC, a bunch of hype. Some people thought she was a future champion. She had a little skid. People forgot about her. She hasn't won a fight in like 3 years or whatever it was, 2 years, something like that. She's now actually on a 2-fight winning streak. Is Casey O'Neill back? Is she the real deal again?
Casey O'Neill is back. Here's the thing. Like, it's not just the wins that have changed. The things that seem to be a problem, because her physicality just kind of dropped off. She went from being a fast, strong, athletic, just bully to somebody that was kind of getting pushed around herself and just seemed slow and inert. She was back tonight. She looked physically as sharp as she ever has, fighting a very athletic, fluid fighter in Gabriela Fernandez, and just wrecked her. Yeah, this is what I expected Casey O'Neill was going to be doing this whole time. But she's back.
Yeah, and Gabriela Fernandez is not a bad fighter in the division, and she looked quick. She hurt her, and then when she had her hurt, she swarmed her. Like she was not missing. She put her out. She looked fantastic. 2 wins in a row. What are we doing with her?
It's tempting to take somebody that's falling out of the kind of fringe of the title picture and just took on like somebody like, dude, all the names are escaping me right now. Again, like I wrote 2 articles tonight, and so didn't have the time to like look down the roster.
I'll give you one. I'm going with a win that would come off as a good win, but it really not. I'm giving it to Jessica Andrade.
Sure. Oh, Karini Silva was the name I was trying to think
Creed
of.
Silva.
Like I was trying to think.
Yeah.
No, not Natalia Silva. That's like,
Yeah.
No.
So like in that case, Karine is not the name you want on your resume, but the much harder fight. Well, Andrade is the name you want on the resume, but much easier fight at this point. Speaking of like mismatches and everything, Navajo Sterling took on Bruno Lopez, winning by second round TKO. It's an absolute mismatch. I mean, you got a blue chip prospect. You know, some people are saying he's the best prospect in the division and one of the best prospects in the UFC versus an absolute lowest level of the division. I learned nothing. I mean, he got a finish, so that's good, but yeah.
That was brutal.
The highlight of it was DC and Cruz. DC talking about how terrible the refereeing is, and Cruz on this saying, "Oh, this is fantastic. You gotta let him fight." And I'm like, dude, Cruz, every time Cruz talks, I disagree with him. Everything he says. Like if we did the Know Your Host with Dominic Cruz, he would pick everything different than me. You know, it'd be like, oh, Godfather or Scarface, and you'd be like, well, you know what? If you really think about it, the way they closed the story, I really think like Godfather 3 is probably the best one. Yeah, because it wraps everything up, and you know what I mean. And like, you can't have a good series without the third one. Like, oh, for a guy that like I was a fan of his fighting, like, dude.
I was a fan of his fighting, and I was fine with his commentary for a long time. Like, he was abrasive. It was kind of made things awkward with the other guys at the desk, but he was always on point, and that's fallen off in the last year. Bad.
Yeah, I feel like if he was like my neighbor and I invited him over and I was like grilling outside and I'm doing some like cheeseburgers and stuff, he'd be like, "Are you using that kind of cheese? Are you using American cheese? Oh, everyone knows provolone is the way to go. Like, oh, you use the cheap cheese? Oh, you know, oh." Before that, this is an interesting one. Ricky Simone and Adrian Yanez fought to a majority draw. I looked at MMA decisions. It was 13-1 in favor of Adrian Yanez. With that,
no draws on MMA
not a single one. That said, I saw a lot of people debating, oh, not 10-8 round. I'm like, they're debating the wrong thing. The debate is, what's the 2 rounds Ricky Simone won? Not whether, like, I'm okay with the 10-8 round.
Yeah.
He was winning the round and then completely starts him with it where Ricky Simone was saved by the bell.
Yeah, it's to me it was a pretty clear 10-8 round, and it's hard for me to justify giving him either of the first two.
Yeah, I thought the first round was I think the first and second round were both close, but I thought the first round was clear for Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like, super in favor, but like I think most people would say Giannis won. And the second round I thought was very close, could have won either way. I did go Simone, he had the wrestling and everything, but Giannis came on strong at the end and did some damage and everything. So, yeah, like I don't want to say robbery because it was very competitive, but it feels like Simone's walking out happy with the draw right now, and Giannis isn't.
Oh, well, to talk about somebody that just fought tonight, I remember when Nico Price fought Cowboy Cerrone to a draw, and Cowboy was disappointed, and Nico was celebrating.
Yeah. Classic Nico. Nico's such a nut job. Like, even his corner was he's like about to enter the cage, and his like cornerman looked like he was like crying and like he's like, this is it for Nico Price. It's like, what the fuck? What? Nico Price is classic like Florida man.
Very much so.
The one thing I didn't like, and I don't know if you got this. So Simone was hurt bad. The fight ended. He never got back to his corner. Giannis, like Simone, like getting up. Giannis like hugged him, like, oh, great fight. And like, your boy's knocked out. Like, he's struggling. And then the cut man like grabbed him. Like, usually they're supposed to like get back to their corner. They're supposed to not be saved by the bell. I thought Giannis looked good. He looked fast. He looked crisp. I think it's like, I feel better about him moving forward.
Yeah, So me too. Like, I was glad to be wrong about this one. I did not expect Adrian to fight as well as he has. So good.
Yeah. And the first fight tonight, Bruno Brazil took on Alexia Tainara. Tainara winning a unanimous decision, getting her revenge in the loss, her first career loss. Do you believe in Tainara? She looks
Yes,
good.
I do.
I'm with you, man. She mixes her punches and kicks together well. I like that she was mixing her takedowns, timing. Bruno Brazil had one moment. She landed a perfectly timed, like spinning back kick to the face in the third, and that was it. It was all Tainara the rest of it.
So, I like Tainara. When I watch her now, I'm like, I'm not saying it's an exact comparison, but it just makes me think of like maybe like a faster Amanda Lemos, where she's so strong physically that it makes a lot of everything run, and it sort of overshadows that she's a crisp striker. Like she's not just a Jessica Andrade like slugger.
Yeah, she was such a matter like so much more physical tools. But what I also liked is that she was mixing everything up. Like she was having, besides being like stronger and faster and more skilled to Bruno Brazil, she also had Bruno Brazil like second guessing every moment. Like, okay, I'm striking her. No, I'm defending a takedown. Okay, I'm going to wrestle. No, I'm going to get punched in the face. Next, I take one step back. Oh, she's pressuring me and she's throwing 4-punch combinations. Like, I thought she looked good. Like Brazil, like you could see she was getting frustrated.
Agreed.
So there you guys have it. We have covered all 13 fights. We just get to the fun stuff. Ben, I've already gave you my top cut list guy. We want to continue with the cut list?
We might as well.
Okay, so the way the cut list works, if both me and Ben agree that to a name the UFC is, we give them permission to get rid of them. We've already cut Bruce Buffer. I have 3 more.
Yeah, 3 more. Good grief.
One of them is he's retiring, Nico Price, but I'm like, he deserves a pink slip as he's retiring anyways. Like, yeah, it was nice. It was nice knowing you, but also don't even try to come back. Like, we have the company picnic. Don't show up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd have that many more.
Okay, I'll give you 2 more. So you say
if Bruno Brazil is one of them, I'm probably on board.
Okay, so I cut Bruno Brazil. She's lost 5 out of 8. She's lost 2 in a row. And I know you don't have your cut list because you were doing the recap, and that takes a lot. But and the other one doesn't have the worst record. I think he's 1-2 in the UFC, but just eyeball test. He fails the eyeball test, and that's Bruno Lopez.
He looked terrible tonight. I'm fine if they let him go.
Yeah. All right, let's go to. I'm assuming you don't have any dude seriouslys because you were doing the recap.
Right.
Not
that I can think of.
Well, good thing because I got enough for both of us. I got
all right.
All right. And honestly, I should almost have like 2 categories, like dude seriously, here's Dominic Cruz, and here's everything else. Like two different categories. Dominic Cruz calling Sal D'Amato and Eric Colon boxing judges when they're 2 of the most experienced MMA judges of all time. Like, dude, seriously. How about the story about Tyrell Fortune? They said he died. He was cutting weight so bad that he actually was pronounced dead, and they put the sheet over him, and he came back to life. Like, dude, seriously? What the hell? I've actually been in those scenarios. I've actually put sheets over people. None of them came back to life. Like, dude, seriously?
See, he came back to life, and like Alexa Grasso's going, see, that's why you slap the choke on.
There you go.
Make sure they don't get back up.
Yeah, and that's why Dominic Cruz like, that's why you don't stop the fight. Just keep letting him go, and he come back to life. All right, I already backed down Bruce Buffer. I just put he's so bad. All right, they said this like 20 times tonight. Joe Pyfer, great night. Everything's great for him. Great. But dude kept calling Izzy the greatest middleweight of all time. Like, dude, seriously. If you throw an arguably in there, I'm okay. I would disagree. And I'm an Izzy guy. I disagree, but I would say, okay, you throw an arguably in there.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva's the greatest middleweight of all time. Come on, dude. Dude, seriously. How about when they do a Hall of Fame package for Demetrius Johnson, and Dominic Cruz says, well, he lost to me, and then he won on a streak. Like, dude, seriously, this is not about you, Dominic Cruz. You got your own Hall of Fame package. You still have to make it about you. Like, dude, seriously. How about Michael Chiesa coming out to "I'm Coming Home" song in a retirement fight for Michael, Nico Price doing it in a retirement fight in the hometown of Michael Chiesa. Is like, dude, seriously, like that would have been the perfect song for Chiesa.
But Chiesa walking out to Nugent again.
Sure, fine. Yeah, but I'm saying like you can't do "I'm Coming Home" when you're fighting in the hometown of the other guy.
That was weird.
Like, dude, seriously. I get they said like they spun it like, yeah, he's saying I'm coming home after this. I'm coming home. I'm staying home. Like, oh, dude, seriously. And my last one, Brandon Fitzgerald called the main event, which was a fine, fight was fine. He said, "Fight of the year." He's like, the fight of the year winner might already be done in March. Dude, what? Seriously?
It was like the fourth best fight tonight.
That's what I say. Was it even the fight of the night?
No.
Dude, seriously? I think Brandon Fitzgerald, he over cheerleads. Like I wouldn't be surprised. He's like, Joe Piper probably should fight for the title next, or or whatever. Oh, Michael Chiesa won tonight. He might not want to retire. I mean, he could be next in line for a title shot. He didn't say that, but all right. Let's get to the. Do you have any Bulls and Bears, or?
I mean, we're going on an hour and 45 minutes. I'm happy to do them if we're doing them.
Okay, no, yeah. I know you're doing the recaps. So I didn't know if you, but let's get to Jay Bunkett threw out the no, not even a sentence.
Dude, you could see him walking around in the background.
Yeah.
Like it was sad.
Yeah. Oh. How about this one? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have they been held on to Paige Van Zant segment on DJ Television? Yeah, that's a good one. Nice job. Oh, that's funny. And Antoine Willis saying Prime versus Prime, who wins between Israel and Anderson? That's not fair. That's not how me and Ben compare greatest of all time, though.
Yeah, like if you want to say, again, it's the difference between best and greatest.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always gonna, not always, but generally speaking, I'm gonna lean towards current guys, but Anderson dominated his era more than for example, Babe Ruth might not make the majors, but no one dominated baseball like Babe Ruth dominated his era, and that's how
exactly.
I view it. Like, but like, people ask me, like, people say this, oh, who's the greatest running back of all time? I'm like, what do you mean? It's not a debate. It's Jim Brown.
Yeah.
How do you know? Look what he did to his era. No, don't give me Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders, the man. He's super excited. Don't give me Emmitt Smith. Don't give me Walter Payton.
No.
Jim Brown played 11 NFL. It was 11 seasons. 12 seasons.
Yeah, 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah, he led the league in rushing every year but one. And the one year he didn't, he was injured. There was times he was he beating the number 2 guy by 800 yards.
Yep.
Like, we're doing debate. There's no debate. But then people say, oh, well, he was going against guys small. Yes, but that was his era. That's how it is. Like, would Barry Sanders dominate back then? Of course he would have. But he didn't. He was the greatest athlete of ever. Greatest athlete ever is Jim Thorpe. Not close. It's Jim Thorpe. Not Bill Jackson. Joe Jackson might be number 2 or number 3, whatever, but Jim Thorpe is.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to the Bulls and Bears. The Bulls and Bears are stock market list. You want to be on the Bulls list. You do not want to be on the Bears list. We do it 3, 2, 1. Do you want to go? Let's go positive.
All right.
You ready if I go first?
Go for it.
All right. My number 3 Bull. My number 3 Bull. I'm going to get all the way to the first fight. Alexia Tanara. She's 3-0 in the UFC. You believe in her. I believe in her. I think she looks really good. I think she can make a little bit of run. I'm not saying she'll win the title, but she definitely looks promising. My number 2 is a middleweight that looks special tonight. It is not Joe Piper. It's Yosri Belgario. Or I know I butchered his name, but the kid looks really good. I'll learn his name when he wins the title. And my number 1, Bellator MMA. Ooh. Lance Gibson, Tyrell Fortune, 2 people that they put a lot of stock in, like, I don't know, 5 years after they were pushing them really hard. goes back-to-back wins in the UFC. Bellator MMA had a night. Ben, what do you got?
I agree with all of yours. I will throw in also Lehian Douglas. We're just talking about him having quietly one of the most impressive UFC debuts in years. Gotta give him some credit. And hey, Lance Gibson Jr. Like, I know you kind of mentioned Bellator in general, but got his first win in the UFC, got it in emphatic fashion. I'm happy for him for all the reasons you said. And hey, who knows? He's doesn't have that much tread off the tires. He's got a little time to do something if this is really who he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to the Bears. These are the ones who had a bad night. Ben, I will also let you lead this one off. Go.
Oh, bad days at the office. Got to throw in Mansour Abdul-Malik. We knew that he wasn't a perfect prospect. He was just a guy that hadn't run into the right fighter yet, but this was a discouraging performance. Like, in just about every way.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Mansour Abdul-Malik.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
I'm going to throw out Israel Adesanya. I mean, he's still on the first losing streak of his career.
Dude, Antoine, you're my man. And David Ortiz is one of the. You want to see the most clutch? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ben.
Yeah.
You want to see the most clutch Red Sox player of all time? With you, absolutely with you. David Ortiz is probably my all-time favorite Red Sox. But greatest, that's Ted Williams. Anyways,
yeah.
All right. You're my man, though. Antoine's my man. Sorry, man.
Israel Adesanya. It's still the first losing streak of his career. The bad news is it's now standing at 4 straight, and the ways he's losing, Israel Adesanya is becoming irrelevant, which is about the worst you can say about him.
Yeah.
He's never going to be boring, but he's irrelevant at this point. And Macy Barber, we're asking ourselves whether a 27-year-old woman is washed.
Yeah, and we got to ask that. We didn't talk about this when we were fighting. Excuse me. I'm tired. It's been a long day. When we were talking about that fight, a lot of people asked, like, how bad was she here? Because she was out for a long time. Some people said, was she faking? And that. Remember, this is the one who had seizures and everything. It was scary from when she was like laying there, unresponsive. Like not just
the camera's just stuck on her for a full minute.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, is she okay? Like, they gotta put some ice on. Like, what is going on? So, I'm never gonna say she's fake. Well, we shouldn't benefit by faking. Like, there's no benefit. Yeah, things are not looking good. She's not reacting. All right, I'll give you mine. I agree with everyone you said. I mean, like, Israel I had as my number one. I had Bruce Buffer, but I'm like, I've dogged this guy enough. I don't need to keep bashing him. But my number 3, Marcin Tybura. I mean, they're talking about him being, top 10 heavyweight. Well, he's lost 2 fights in a row. And, like, not even just lost. Like, he didn't get trashed. Does he look challenging to anybody in the top 5? Like, is he? I mean, he's never been like the most scary threat, but
he stopped being at the things he used to be good at, like, overnight.
Yeah. And what was he really good at, anyways? My number 2, Ignacio Bahamondes. Like, I still think the skill is there. He's dangerous. He's probably hard out, but he's lost 2 fights in a row, and 2 fights that he probably could have won both of them. And he did not win. But my number 1, Chase Hooper. I mean, this guy at one point, not that long ago, had some buzz. I remember him against Alex Hernandez saying, wow, Chase Hooper looks great. And then he got knocked out, and he got knocked out quick to an even lower level, Lance Gibson. I still think that loss says more about Hooper than Gibson moving forward. But not good for Chase Hooper. So, Ben, do we have the awards? Because I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard to give out some awards because there was a lot of stoppages, a lot of really good performances.
Yep, we got them. Let's see. We have 2 performance bonuses and a fight of the night.
That alone, I'm kind of surprised. I was going to guess this would be 4 performance bonuses. I am going to guess the fight of the night is the main event, though I would not have given it to the
What would you give it to?
Honestly, Simone and Giannis probably was the most back and forth competitive, but due to the blood and I'm gonna go Baja Mondays and Musayev as the fight of the night. What would you have gone with before you give
That's
me
what I would have gone with. That I really enjoyed that fight, and that is actually what won.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah.
So are you saying that they didn't get fight of the night, but Adesanya and Piper is the fight of the year according to Brendan Fitzgerald? That he took over for Gaethje and Pimblett. It was his exact words. Took the lead.
Good grief.
Okay, performances. This is where it gets tough. To me, Alexa Grasso has to have one. She has to.
Yes.
And I'm looking at Casey O'Neill. I mean, Terrence McKinney, I mean, he was absolutely flawless, but didn't it surprise you? So I'm not going with I'm gonna go with Douglas. What he did before you give me the answers, give me what you would have went with.
I would have gone with Grasso. That's obvious shoe-in.
She has to.
My other one, dude, how has Terrence McKinney never gotten a performance bonus from the UFC?
He hasn't got one.
Isn't that insane? He has 7 first-round finishes in the UFC.
Yeah.
8 now.
I could probably win the lottery before if you told me that.
Yeah. And so that's the other one I would have given. Your winners are Alexa Grasso and Joe Pyfer.
Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah.
I know he did. No way. That was we didn't give the fight. We didn't give the main event the fight. So let's give him. You're going to say that was more impressive than what Douglas did? Again, you want to give it to McKinney, but there wasn't a punch landed against him. I didn't give McKinney, we almost expect him doing that now. But
if you gave me X number of performance bonuses, I might get to 5 or 6 before I got to Pyfer. I'd give one to Navajo Sterling for killing Bruno Lopez.
I think Casey O'Neill deserves it more than him.
Yeah.
Gibson deserves it more than him.
Yeah.
Belgario deserves it more than him.
You see, you're getting there.
Shit, is there a winner who doesn't? Okay, all right. Tyrell Fortune does it. I'll give him up before Tyrell Fortune. Shit, if Giannis won, I think you can make an argument. Now he didn't get the stoppage, but if they got the right decision, you could almost give an argument for him. That's bad. That one's. I mean, good for Joe Pyfer, but that's life changing money for some of these guys. Like Douglas in his debut, or like you said, McKinney hasn't got one yet. That's kind of crazy.
Now that there's an automatic finish bonus, I think McKinney's probably going to be okay going forward.
Sure. Still, though. So, all right. I think it was a really good card.
Same. Completely. It's easily the card of the year so far. It's not even close.
Okay. You're not praying for Fitzgerald in it right now. You're being honest. I agree. And guys, throw in the comments what will you score? I'm going to go A-. And the reason I want to go A-, it had a cap to it. Live crowd, the crowd was great. Everything. I think the moments were great. I still need a numbered event to be higher. But A-.
Same. Same here. And for me, there was definitely some goofy judging, some goofy officiating that always sours it a little bit for me. So I'm giving it an A- as well. But that's definitely better than I've graded any UFC card this year so far. This is easily the most memorable event of the year.
Yeah, it was totally fun. Jade Bunky mentioned it perfect. Good moments, retirements, Hall of Fame stuff. Obviously, I mean, Grasso has a highlight moment forever. That's going to be on the highlights forever. He mentioned divisional relevance. Some blood. There was a lot of blood and guts. The one thing we didn't have, and maybe this is why I probably would have given it an A if it did. We had some fun fights, but we didn't have a back and forth. We're like, oh, this guy rocked that guy. Oh, this guy rocked that.
Mondes versus Messiah was the closest to that we had.
Yeah, and that was more like 50-50 changes in the fight, but not back and forth. Yeah. It was all right, you're winning this half, you're winning that half. So yeah, but overall, it was a really good night. This is the hardest question. The chat gets better every week. Shout out to all you guys. It was awesome. Who's your listener of the night?
Well, definitely give a Fuck Fanatic definitely gets a rookie of the year award. I like kind of, Jade Bunkie coming out of retirement and serving up some sass and some knowledge. So it's going to be Jade.
Jade. I am going to go with the guy you said. I'm going to go with Fuck Fanatic. He came at me hard a couple of times. He has some really good lines. I always give it to whoever talks the most shit to me. Usually wins. That's my ego. But yeah, I'm going to give my listen tonight to Fuck Fanatic. So there you guys have it.
We're killing ourselves in the algorithm saying this dude's name.
Yeah. So there you guys have it. It was a really, really good night of fights, all in Seattle. First of all, why was our man Dev not there on location covering the event?
Spokane and Seattle aren't very close.
But whatever, dude. How committed is he? Come on. I almost made the trip from Rhode Island.
Yeah, come on, man.
No. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. We will be back. UFC Moicano versus Duncan card. We'll be previewing all that, breaking down all the fights, and then we'll be back next week to recap that. Until then, everyone be good.
We're going to preview the first. We're going to preview the first 12 fights, but I don't know. Like once they announce the actual headliner next weekend, I don't know if we're going to be able to circle back and do another preview show.
We'll do a special one for it. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Take care,
dude. This looks like a fight night.